Was here for with 5-3-2. Scott Parker had real success against us with that system with Fulham. It's not always our favorite system to play against, but today we didn't hesitate. We put direction immediately. We fought the battles in the right areas, around their box, in their box. We won the balls back high. We brought the ball back in the dangerous area again, and had bodies in the box. And so that's why we were really difficult to play it today.
We have a level of expectation at the club to go out and perform every game, and we hadn't done that the first 3 games. This was about looking forward, putting that behind us, learning from what we can, and doing what we needed to do today.
I think every one of us are shell-shocked, so bitterly disappointing scoreline. Probably not result, because I understand that the challenges we face here today and at this present moment in time, there's no denying that we're probably under-equipped at this level. My job now is to take the psychological out of this game today, because no doubt after today's defeat there's a big psychological element, and we're trying our hardest here. And I feel sorry for the group in that sense, a group of players, an honest group of players, but just need some help at this present moment in time.
You've just equalled the biggest record in the Premier League. How good were your side today?
Very good, very good. Obviously, loved the start in the game. Was exactly, we wanted to show reaction for ourselves, being ourselves, being the, or getting close to the best version of ourselves. All these kind of things. That's only possible if we put direction into our game, because we play a specific way, and for that we need direction in the game, and that's what the boys put in from the first second. Then scored wonderful goals early. Game got settled a little bit, kept scoring. Then 5-0 for half-time is obviously a strange, but an outstanding result. And then it was about keep going, because not to humiliate Bournemouth, not at all. We couldn't respect them more. Just again, for us, it's early in the season. It's pretty much, if we said before the game, we should start the season now result-wise as well, and that means it's not about now controlling it. It's about putting the opponent under pressure again. And wonderful goal, started immediately with the 6-0 after half time. Could bring on the kids. They deserve it so much. Fabio with a special player, and wonderful goal. Everything was perfect pretty much.
Lots of stunning goals to choose from. Harvey Elliott obviously getting his first Premier League goal for Liverpool. You've spoken there about Fabio, but also Trent. That was some finish.
It was. Actually, I don't like it too much when a player is like 35 yards away from the goal and the whole crowd is like, shoo. But in this case, obviously it worked out pretty well, and Trent showed his technique, was involved in a couple of more goals. I don't know exactly how many, but good game. Was important for us today, so to get it off the chest. Just come on, now let's play football. And we know Wednesday in Newcastle will be completely different. We will watch them tomorrow, and so many things. But for today, the mix of great weather and fantastic football. We don't have that often at Liverpool, and so we should cherish it.
And before the game we were talking about the habit of conceding first. Well, you certainly put that right today.
Yeah, at least we don't have to answer the question now anymore. That's already good. And how is that? It's a really good day for us today. Cannot say differently, but we will for sure not get carried away.
And just finally, how important is it to then build on this ahead of Newcastle next week?
It's all about. We all know if you want to be successful in this league, you have to show consistency, and that's what we have to start doing now. Because, but that's actually used to be a strength of us. Just that we don't. When we found a way, that we don't stop, and that's what we have to do. But again, completely different opponent. Big quality, new striker, and blah blah blah. But we will watch them tomorrow. Analyze starts tomorrow if you want, and then we will see what we can do against Newcastle.
Thanks for the entertainment, Jürgen.
Thank you.
Yeah, tough day for Scott Parker and Bournemouth, but what a performance from Liverpool, and they join Manchester United and Leicester City on that high scoreline. We still can't get double figures. That's not happened yet, Jermaine. But Klopp talked about how they got off to a flying start, and well, they stayed airborne the whole game, didn't they? Really, but that start was terrific.
They were brilliant. I have to say that Firmino was a huge part of the reason why. I think initially that start from Liverpool was so good. everybody thought with the Núñez arrival, could it be the end of, you know, Firmino's time at Liverpool? Obviously, Mane moved on, but then because of the injuries to the likes of Diogo Jota and stuff, he started the season. I don't think he started probably his best, but today he was right at it. And where he's at his best, Firmino, Jurgen Klopp spoke about playing against a 5 in the back. He can find space anywhere on the pitch, and he's very good at dropping deep into the pitch and linking it in very well. This is a lovely little chop onto his right foot. Delivers a ball that all strikers will want to go and attack, and Diaz is showing his qualities in the air as well. This I love because all of the bodies are trying to go one way, that whole Bournemouth team, and he just stands still. He knows when he's in space, gets a little bit fortunate with the touch, but this was kind of the signs, from Harvey Elliott that they're going to be absolutely ruthless, and that's Harvey Elliott's first goal.
That's not bad either.
In this campaign. But you saw there with Trent as well, linking up, you know, coming in short, playing little 1-2s. He just brings that to the table, and I just think that doing all that's one thing, but this is that element that is going to get him the confidence. You know, scoring goals again. Took that one very well as it comes over his shoulder. Another poacher's goal, not great, you know, from the goalkeeper or the defenders, but you know, those couple of goals there are doing him a world of good. And you know, I thought this element here from Jurgen Klopp was such a class. I thought, to be honest with you, I think he would have been in that situation as a young manager himself and understand what, you know, Scott Parker is going through.
Good company there. Roberto Firmino comes the third to score 100 goals with Salah and Mane. I don't think Mane will score any more, not for Liverpool. Mo Salah was at the top of that list, and he neither a goal nor an assist. No. I mean, Bournemouth must be delighted they kept him quiet.
Yeah, it was one of those days for him, you know. You could see, and it weren't like he didn't get any chances. He got very, very good chances.
A couple of sitters, really.
Absolutely. Chances he should have scored. He should have definitely scored today. And that's why I suppose when you look at him, he couldn't believe it. I think that one, he's gone with his left foot. I would probably went with my right foot just to make sure that you smother the ball and get it in the net. He's flashed across it with his left foot. He's smiling because he's like a half a yard out. This one, I think the goalkeeper makes a pretty good save, really. I think that's a fantastic save. One of his few. This one, I thought maybe could have just slotted that first time. Bam, it's over the bar.
One thing I like about Mo Salah is he does laugh things off and he sees the funny side. Inside, though, what will he be feeling?
Devastated. You know, 9 goals and you don't get any.
Oh, yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah. Scott Parker talked at the end of the game there about the psychological effect of this result and how he's got to pick the players. If only we had someone in the studio that had experienced a 9-0 defeat at Anfield. Oh! How do you cope with that? What was it like for you?
Steve, I was crying. I think I was crying when you know when I started crying when Jeff Thomas missed the penalty at 6.
Oh, really?
Not just because I wanted to take it, but it was just devastating. But the fact is that it's humiliating. I remember at half-time Steve Coppell was saying we've got to be careful here because we're playing against an elite team. This is the team you want to be ending up playing, but we couldn't get anywhere near them. And like I said, I was crying. It was really bad for us, but he got us to pick ourselves up very quickly simply because they were so good. And then we saw what happened later in the year. We beat them 4-3 in the semi-final, but it was tough. The next week, it was one of the most harrowing weeks of training because we need to get something.
You've got to get a grip and move
on.
Have a go.
Absolutely.
What a win for Liverpool Football Club. The fans wanted a reaction after the slow start and the defeat to Manchester United, and they certainly got the reaction. 9-0, Farah. How good were Liverpool today?
Very good. This is the Liverpool that we expect. You know, they've had a slow start to the Premier League this year with the opening game against Fulham. I think they were really slow in what they did. But 9 goals. I mean, you don't score 9 goals too often, do you, in games? And it's fantastic. It seems to be everything that they hit on target today was.
We did want to pick out Firmino, Mo, because he got the 2 assists, didn't he? 3 assists and 2 goals. He was on fire today.
He was. I mean, we all know what a class act he is. And, you know, you're like me and you've been watching him for years and years and years, then you don't forget these things. He's just an absolute dream for his teammates to play alongside. He drops into this position. How many times have we seen Liverpool do this? He drops into the hole and then people basically run out to win into the gaps he vacates. Again, his first touch is just staggering. He just caresses the ball. He's got great vision. And he was at the heart of a lot of the great things that Liverpool did today. As you say, Seema, 2 goals, 3 assists. He was brilliant, Farah.
He was, and you can see here, look, when you have strikers like Firmino, defenders struggle to know what to do. Do they go in with him, leave gaps for runners beyond? Do they stay and allow him to turn and have the space? And when they do that, he's able to create the chances he does. So it's a difficult position. We always talk about the false line, and he does it really well. He's probably one of the first, with Liverpool to do it, and he was phenomenal today. And he looks like the Firmino of old. He was playing with a smile on his face, and that's what we're used to seeing. I know he's had a few niggles. He's been in and out of the team last season. But today, this is the Firmino, Liverpool fans expect to perform like.
And what we did look at before the game, scene is the way the Liverpool front three played really wide against Manchester United. Not connected whatsoever. If you're going to play someone like Firmino as a number 9, you need players running off him. He's not going to sprint away from anyone. You need to get close to him for flicks around the corner and to, as I say, fill into the areas that he vacates. And that's what Liverpool did today. Diaz was permanently close. Salah as well, despite him not scoring, which was amazing.
Which is really annoying when you have your fantasy team.
Salah was so good, and he won't get spoken about much today because he didn't. I don't think he got an assist out of the 9 goals, did he? But he was assisting the assister, so he was involved in every good thing that happened at Liverpool. He just didn't get a goal or an assist.
What about
for my fantasy team? That's not good.
I'm with you there, Farah. What about Harvey Elliott? Because when he scored that brilliant goal, it's quite an emotional reaction afterwards.
It was, yeah. I mean, he's been a Liverpool fan for a long, long time. I think it's his first Premier League goal at Anfield. And it was a great goal as well. Now, I know we've just eulogised over how good Firmino was, but he didn't mean this. This assist is definitely not... It was a bad first touch. It was his only bad first touch. And even just shows you when you're playing well, then even your bad first touches turn into assists. So, but... Focusing on Elliott, that was a great angle to see the ball into that corner.
I've just heard that sadly his nan passed away a few days ago, so that was why he was even more emotional. You can understand why. So emotional scenes there for Harvey Elliott, and also Carvalho scored as well, his first goal in a Liverpool shirt, and that's always a special moment for any player.
Of course, and it was an opportunity to bring him on, give him more time, really get involved. I really liked him today. I thought he made himself really busy in the opposition half. He's just in a good position here and hits it on the volley, just sees the flight of the ball. You can see it, just a deep ball that goes long to the back post. And you see as it comes over his head, he's aware of where the ball's going to fall, and he's just there for a second ball and volleys it home perfectly. But he was an interesting player today because he was getting involved in little things. It was quite, for somebody so slight, he didn't mind a little tussle with the Bournemouth defenders today.
And let's take it back to the scoreline. 9-0. It's now the 4th time that has happened in Premier League history. It doesn't happen too often, but
just 4 times.
Huge margin. I mean, you've both played in big games. Have you ever been on the right end of a scoreline like that?
I don't think so. Certainly, I've not been involved in any of those that are up there. No, I mean, some big scorelines. That's the type of scoreline that when you're in the local parks when you're about 10 years old, isn't it? You win like 12-0 and things like that. But 9-0 is a good thumping. But Liverpool had the chance, didn't they? They had about 5-6 minutes to make the double figures, to make history today.
They were trying to, weren't they? Yeah. Farah, you've been involved in, what was it, a 13-0?
Yeah, not at club level, but at international level. Yeah, 13-0 win. Yeah, I know, but it shows where the women's game was at in terms of the level. So, yeah, at international. You know what, at that level, though, it can become quite embarrassing at times, and you do feel a little bit sorry for the opposition. I'm not sure Liverpool would have today.
Can you remember how many goals you scored in that game?
I probably scored a hat-trick.
Brilliant. OK, well, let's move on to the champions, Manchester City. They were at home to Crystal Palace. Of course, Man City hoping to react after that draw to Newcastle last Sunday. Let's see how the match unfolded with Ian Crocker and Leon Osman.